Welcome to my honest opinion. You
Roast.
can fuck the rest because I ain't got time for it. Really. Welcome back to another episode of My Honest Opinion. You're listening to the voice of the comedian Semi Cedar. Now, I'm 43 years old, yeah, and I first started doing comedy when I was 32. Like, I'm definitely trying to get the numbers right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm talking about like 10, maybe 10 and a half years, but a lot of it was like on and off as well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of it was on and off. Do you know, at times where I took breaks and shit like that. So, it wasn't consistently all the way through for 10 years. You know what I mean? And sometimes part of me wishes it was, but then I know in my heart of hearts it wasn't meant to be. Do you know what I mean? And I want to talk about the 32-year-old me, to 30, I don't know, 33, 4, because for 2 years straight, I was out every night, do you know what I mean, doing my thing and whatnot, and trying my best to take it seriously, but a 43-year-old Semi Cedar, I don't know, like, I couldn't hang around with a 32-year-old Semi Cedar. I don't think I could have done it because I was going through mental health issues, do you know what I mean, at 32. And I was still trying to play the road, still like trying to sell weed and whatever, still trying to be the guy on the road as well a little bit, do you know what I mean? But I'm still going to these comedy nights and, trying to make it as a comedian and stuff like that. But not taking it seriously, going through the mental health and like depression and everything like that. Having like low self-esteem sometimes in the club and just not feeling like I'm fitting in. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. Not. And I've realised now, the 43-year-old Semi Cedar knows now that it's not about fitting in, but it's about feeling comfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's about feeling comfortable as yourself, Not trying to be anybody else. I'm not trying to over-please nobody or whatever, because you can't please everyone. But I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I definitely know what I'm saying tonight, 100%. I won't be here, innit? Like, that's how I feel now. You get me? But the 32-year-old, let me see, the 33, 34 didn't feel like that. Do you know what I mean? I was in the club, I was nervous, I was shaking, I'm overthinking about what I'm going to say. Didn't really have, in my mind I had a set, but in reality I never. Do you know what I mean? So it's crazy. I'll be in the club and like I'm thinking about my set and I'm only really thinking about maybe half of my set. Do you know what I mean? And then like the other half is like phantom material or something. You know what I mean? Like it's material that I think's there, but it's not there. Do you know what I mean? I didn't realize it a lot of the time till I got on stage, and I'd get to like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, and I'm like, wait, where's the other stuff again? Like there was no other stuff. I only had 2.5 minutes. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know, man. I don't know. I wasn't focused. I wasn't focused. I was trying to look for the right word. I just wasn't focused. I was all over the place. And, mental health can do that to you. It can, and I feel like we have a lot of that in our community, but we don't speak about it enough. And that's why I'm speaking about it now on my platform and what I was going through as a 32-year-old Semi Cedar, and like I said, 43-year-old in me, I couldn't rock with that guy. You know what I mean? I've had a total reset. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play the roads anymore. Like, I don't want nothing to do with the roads. I haven't played on the roads in a long time, you know what I mean? In a very long time, and I thank God for that. Do you know what I mean? That, like, one day I woke up and I decided I don't want to be the man on the road no more. It's not worth it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it can lead to a lot of things. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, bunda. You get what I mean? So yeah, and I always try to keep a little job, I suppose. But, I was never too consistent at it. Do you know what I mean? I always thought there's a pot of gold in selling drugs and things like that. Being in a club, selling that nose candy, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's where I thought my gold was, you know what I mean? Selling some weed or whatever. That's where I thought my gold was, growing weed. Do you know? My front door's getting kicked off every 5 minutes. That's where I thought my fucking pot of gold was. It wasn't there, I was just getting nicked all the time or whatever, do you know what I mean? So it's like, wow, man. Like, I'm glad I don't have nothing to do with that kind of mentality no more, than kind of thoughts. Do you know what I mean? Left that shit all behind, I think I got into like my mid-30s and I thought, it's really like, I met my missus and I thought, was comedy really for me? Do you know what I mean? And then babies came along and, a father now, so I'm dealing with that. You know, I'm trying to provide for my kids. I'm trying to provide, you know, I'm trying to make memories, you know, with the family. And boy, it's fucking difficult. Do you know what I mean? But it's beautiful at the same time because that's what's made me who I am now. Do you know what I mean? Where I think I'm going to step back into comedy and I'm going to be successful. Mark my fucking words. I'm not joking. The name Semi Cedar, you're going to hear that fucking name a lot. I'm telling you, so look out for it, man. Do you know what I mean? You heard it here first, you know? So, yeah. And that's my goal. Do you know what I mean? You're going to hear it for being funny. Like I explained in one of my last ones, you know? And it's like, yeah, man, you know, that's how I feel. I'm super confident now. Like I can do it. Like I gained a lot of experience, do you know what I mean, from the times when I was doing comedy. For those first 2 years, do you know what I mean, up until like 34, 35 and 32, I gained a lot of experience, man. Do you know what I mean? And when I look back on the way I was to the way I am now, I just think, boy, I could have rolled out with me sometimes, but I think other times I'd have been like, I can't deal with this guy today. I'm not even going to check something today. Like, I can't, because I can't deal with his mental health. You know what I'm saying? Like, and things like that. He's a snappy guy sometimes, you know, like switchy personalities and shit sometimes, you know what I mean? And that's how I was. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Like, even led me to doing impressions and which I'm good at. Do you know what I mean? One day, I'll get to show how really good I am at doing impressions. But going through, I learned how to do impressions during my mental health stages. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, like I said, I couldn't have hanged out with that guy back in the day, man, because I could be a nasty person. Do you know what I mean? When I was going through my mental health and I was doing my comedy and like, you know, I could be a nasty person at 32 to 35. Yeah, I wasn't the easiest guy to get along with. Don't get me wrong, I had my good nights where everyone wanted to kind of chat to me and know me or whatever, and then I had my horrible nights where, do you know what I was going through, I probably took it out on people. And I went to the club and I took it out on people, and I'm sorry if I done that and you feel like I done that. Do you know what I mean? Not physically, you know, but verbally, in my sets, in my, you know, and then maybe in my energy towards you or whatever. You know, if you felt like I done that to you, you know, and yeah, I gotta say, like, I am sorry if it came across like that, because I know I could be verbally nasty as well sometimes, you know, like during my set and whatever, you know, just not caring about what I'm saying, you know, like I said, thinking that I've got a 5-minute set and I haven't. I've only got 3 minutes, and you know, it's 3 minutes of, you know, sometimes 3 minutes of mush, nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like air. So yeah, man. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm far away from that guy now. You know, because when I'm looking back on him, like, I couldn't have rolled out with him, man. I'm too, you know, because I'm a laid back person. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not an aggressive person. Do you know? Like, you have to force my hand for me to actually defend a thing. You know what I mean? And go mad and wear tear. You know, and it's because when I do, I can't control it, innit? Do you know what I mean? If I snap and I switch, I can't control my anger, innit? So I don't like to switch because I'm not a switchy person. I'm not. I'm a laid back person. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I prefer it, man. You know, that's how I prefer it. You know what I mean? I'm a good person. You know, calm, easygoing person. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully one day I'll get to show the world, man. Like I said, the name Semi Cedar, you're going to see me, you're going to hear me. Trust me on that one. And I'll show the world. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. Nice and calm. You know? But yeah, that's my honest opinion on myself. Like, look, the 43-year-old looking at the 32, I couldn't have parted with him no more. And I'm glad that I've put a line in the sand where we're concerned. I ain't that guy anymore, innit? I'm this guy now. Yeah, and yeah, you're going to see it. I'm not talking anymore. You know, I nearly said some stuff. I don't want to reveal too much. Just wait and see. Yeah, comedian Semi Cedar. Out. Peace.